and welcome to my channel Close to the Edge. My name is Pat, where we talk about all things prog rock, classic rock, heavy rock, and maybe even a sticker rock. Stick around, you never know. I have Kevin back with me again.
Thanks, Pat.
Popular demand, very popular.
Oh, Jesus, right.
Popular demand, and we're going to do a part 2 of essential 15 albums from the 70s. This is our part 2.
Very good.
We wanted to do, because we didn't
Most necessary because it's such a, for us anyway, it's a big decade.
It's the ultimate decade.
Oh, it is for music. It's unbelievable.
For me it is, and
yeah,
for
it's
you
brilliant.
too.
Yeah, great.
It is. And we wanted to do another 15. And there would be one or two sticks of rock in here now, in fairness. In fairness, Kevin, they would.
Well, once again, Pat, like we did on the last one, we're sort of going to leave out the main bands.
But I have one or two in now.
Yeah, that's fine. But I mean, you know, I'm not doing any Zeppelin or, for me anyway, Purple or Toll or stuff. But, you know, whatever. There's another 15. So you can make another 10 lists if you wanted to.
Ah, sure. We could, of course.
But we'll go with these and see how we get on.
You have a diverse list there now, Kevin.
And you have a diverse list.
A very diverse list.
Relative to this one.
Yeah. Prog loaded, I would imagine.
Do you think so?
My one.
Be unusual now.
It would be very unusual.
Yeah.
Anyway, number 15, Kevin.
Right, Pat, I'll kick it off. Number 15 is this brilliant album from 1977. Ian Dury and the Blockheads.
Oh, yeah.
New Boots and Panties. Fantastic album, Pat. Love it. I've always loved it. Have it a long, long time.
Never heard it, Kevin.
No, you're probably more familiar with the singles.
Yes.
Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick.
Yeah, brilliant track.
Yeah, Reason to Be Cheerful. All
those. I've heard of them, yeah.
Back in that time, the late 70s, what he used to do, he favoured putting songs on singles that weren't featured on the album.
Okay, that's what he's thinking.
So if you're looking for Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick, his famous one, it's not on an album.
It's on 12. You had 12-inch of that.
I have a 12-inch of it, which I use to test my stereo when I
heard it.
Give it a bit of a blast.
Blow the ears off you.
It's brilliant, yeah.
And blow your boat, I can tell you that.
So yeah, Pat, number 15 to kick things off. Ian Dury and
that's fascinating. I must check that album out, Kevin.
Yeah, sort of funky. I don't know if you'd like it now. Sure, look. Sort of funky rock and roll, all sorts, on a bit punkish attitude.
Right, and my number 15 is one I had to dig out, Kevin.
Oh.
On cassette, it's even cracked on the thing. It's Obscured by Clouds, an album not mentioned much by Floyd.
Oh, that's a good album.
Yeah, it's a soundtrack to a French film.
It is, just before Dark Side.
Yes, and actually they were in the middle of actually laying down the foundation for Dark Side. They took time off to go and record this in 2 sessions.
Right.
And I like the track Free 4.
Yeah, I do. I agree.
Yeah, and it's a lot of, if you notice this, with this album, released in 72,
yeah,
a lot of acoustic on it. You know, and I was reading about it that it got a bit bad rap in some, you know, some critics.
Ah, sure.
You know, but it was only a soundtrack.
It's only a soundtrack, but the soundtrack's good. It's a good album.
Yeah, I think it's better than the More soundtrack. Would you think so?
Yeah. Well, what's the More soundtrack? The Night song on that one? No, that's off something else. That's
off the other one, I think.
Relics or something, the compilation.
Yeah, no, it's off of, it could be off of that, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I used to have them years ago.
No, it could very well be off of More, actually. But that, anyway, number 15, The Fly, but before they went on and did The Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah, the magnum opus.
Exactly, yeah.
What an album.
But still, an album you never hear much about.
No, that's surprising. That's a good
one of their shorter albums.
Yeah.
Very short, just over 30 minutes long.
Good stuff.
Anyway.
Right. Number 14 is this album from 1976. It's their third or fourth album, Aerosmith.
Okay.
Rocks. And
American band, yeah?
Yeah, American band. I suppose you could. They have been described as the Rolling Stones meets Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, man, even looks like Mick Jagger, sure doesn't he?
Yeah, and he's a great singer back in the day, but a great band. This is a brilliant. I have about 4 of their albums. I'm not a massive fan of them. But
I'm not a fan at all, Kevin.
Toys in the Attic is a great album, came out before this, and I think this is about the 4th album, but I'd recommend this, Pat. It is a great album, great rock album, and there's a track there called Nobody's Fault, which is my favourite Aerosmith song. It's one of the best rock songs you'll ever hear. But there's loads of stuff on this, Back in the Saddle, you know, Rats in the Cellar. It's a great album. You should listen.
I'll recommend it to me. Okay,
I'd recommend that.
I will check
if you're going to check out one album by them,
that's it.
That's the one. So that's my
interesting number 14. Yeah, Aerosmith, mind you.
Aerosmith, yeah.
Well, I'm going to 1970 now with the Beatles' last album, was brought out a month
of course.
After they broke up, Let It Be. And I always loved this album because they have that brilliant track, The Long and Winding Road. I know but they were brilliant writers though, weren't they?
Oh, that's the ultimate. They were fantastic.
Like the two of them, Lennon and McCartney. I know
Yeah, and Harrison as well, yeah.
Harrison as well.
No,
But-
I don't have that now.
I recommend that album, Kevin.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Now my friend Stephen over there in England is a fanatic on the Beatles.
Yeah,
And I'm not sure whether he likes this one or not, but he thinks that Abbey Road is better.
yeah. Abbey Road's the last album I have by them.
69, but this one I would recommend.
But that was written before Abbey Road, wasn't it?
Yes, but it brought out then
But brought out later.
a month after they broke up.
Oh, right. Right.
So it's their last studio album.
And you'd recommend it?
Yeah,
It's not Bits and Bobs, it's good enough,
no,
isn't it?
Get Back is on that. You know, get the track Get
yeah,
Back.
yeah, right.
You know, Dig It.
Yeah,
Dig It 2 was. There's a lot of brilliant tracks on that.
the track itself, Let It Be, sure.
Yeah,
Okay,
I highly recommend it.
I'll have to give it a spin and probably pick it up then.
Okay, that's my number 14, The Beatles, Let It Be.
Okay. Number 13 for me. I don't think you have this album, but I did play it for you a while ago. Would be Stranglers.
No, I don't, Kevin, no.
Black and White.
I have absolutely nothing by him.
Haven't you? Well, this is their third album from 1978.
Is that the one you played out at your
Yes.
place with the brilliant bass work on it?
Well, the whole album, they're very unusual, the Stranglers, in that all you really need by them, when I say all you need, I have about a dozen albums by them, but the first four are the essentials. Rattus Norvegicus, No More Heroes, this one, and then The Raven. You know the one with the
Yeah, I know that. I know.
lenticular cover on it. And yeah, that's the track with the lead bass. The bass is so prominent in the mix on their music.
Very,
you know?
very prominent.
And then we got the late great Dave Greenfield, who's a virtuoso keyboard player. At times they'd remind you of the Doors. And as a matter of fact,
Yeah, I
with
heard
the
a
Stranglers
keyboard
at times, even though they were labelled a punk band, some of their stuff you commented that it sounded a bit proggy.
It did sound proper.
You were impressed.
Very impressed.
So
Very impressed with the playing on it.
yeah, well that whole album is brilliant. That's my favourite Stranglers album.
So what's the name of that album again?
Black and White.
I'll get that one.
And the early copies of it then came out with a free single, which was unusually enough has a cover by Burt Bacharach, a Burt Bacharach number called
Okay.
Walk On Boy, and it's
I
about
know the track. Yeah,
it's
Walk
about
On
7 or
By,
8
yeah.
minutes long. It's a real proggy sort of. So maybe they're a prog punk band. Might be a new
Could be.
genre.
That might be a new genre.
I don't know, but to me anyway, I love the Stranglers and I love that album.
That's another one I have to get. Kevin, I won't have a shilling with you.
No.
Amount of albums he's showing me. Anyway, I know you have this album, Kevin, of course. And,
Yeah.
The next one, number 13. Now, it gets a lot of flack. Caress of Steel.
It does. Now I'm a big Rush fan, as you know.
Yeah, I know you're a big Rush fan.
I've
We
all
saw
their
him-
albums.
and we saw him live.
And we saw him live a few times. That'd be my least favourite. Wouldn't be down the bottom end of the album.
No, I really like
With
this
me
album.
now.
Yeah, I really like it. I think this album, well, put it this way to you, Kevin. It'd be better than anything came after Signals.
Oh, of course it would. Yeah, it would. It would.
You know.
Yeah.
And of course you have the Necromancer on this.
Yeah, brilliant.
You know, I know you have one or two odd tracks on it as well, but Bastille Day is on this as well.
Oh yeah, it's pretty.
You know,
pretty damn good.
and I know they were kind of experimenting on this with Prague, and when the record company was a huge flop,
Yeah,
and they were going to call it quits.
but without that, they probably wouldn't have went on and done 2112 with
They
the
wouldn't.
vengeance that they did,
The Vengeance,
which
they
made
did.
it what it was.
And they wouldn't have gone and done farewell.
So it's an
and
important album in that respect.
very important album.
Well, that's an album I need. I have that. I need to play that. I haven't
You
played
need to
it
go
in
and
years.
listen to that, Kevin.
Yeah, should do.
Anyway, that's Rush.
Right.
Brilliant Canadian band.
Great.
Right, I think we're on.
Right, I'm relying on you again. What are we up to?
I tell you, we're up to number 12, Kevin.
Number 12. Number 12, Pat, for me is this brilliant album. I gotta get the light off it there.
Oh, I know, Talking Heads, yeah.
Talking Heads, Fear of Music,
Yeah.
1979.
I have one album by him, actually.
Yeah. Well, this is a
I
great
I
album.
probably have the worst album.
This album was produced by Brian Eno and Talking Heads, and it's just a fantastic album. It started
You played that as well, haven't you?
I did, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste, I find, Talking Heads.
Yeah, I suppose.
But I do like him, Kevin, and I tell you why. I think,
They're
I know
energetic.
whether you agree or disagree with me here now. I always found that when King Crimson came back with Discipline in the early 80s, it sounded very like Talking
It
Heads.
did, yeah. It did. It's probably no coincidence that Adrian Belew,
That's right, he was with him, wasn't
he
he?
guested on a couple of tracks and he toured with them
Toured,
briefly,
yeah.
I think around
But
1980.
they had that sound, didn't they?
They did. Yeah.
Always reminded me.
Jangly sort of guitar, new wavy sound
Yeah, they had kind
with a
of.
bit of funk.
Yeah, I always thought that. No, there's albums I will have to get.
Yeah, but that album, Fear of Music, that's a great album.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
But how many albums have they, Kevin, roughly?
Oh, well, how many have I? I have about 7 or 8, but I think there's a few from about 85 onwards, the last 2 or 3 albums I'm not really a fan of.
David Byrne, is it?
Oh, David Byrne, yeah.
I saw the film.
Yeah.
Remember he did a documentary or kind of films thing back in...
Oh, Stop Making Sense?
Yes.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Oh, that's
unusual.
amazing.
An unusual film.
I went to see it in the cinema here this time last year. They were showing it again because they've repressed the live album of Stop Making Sense from a single to a double, and that I recommend now. Anyone should get. Actually, as we often say on here, live albums are great introductions to bands.
They are actually, because
So,
they have the best of them on it.
If you're just starting out on Talking Heads or...
Well, I have one album by, but it's one of their more
Yeah,
popular
well, I
ones.
think you should buy the live one next. Stop Making Sense.
Okay, I will
Brilliant.
do that. Anyway, my number... That's great, Kevin.
Yep.
My number 12, you might find it unusual, Kevin, is the 1976 release by Bob Dylan called Desire.
Well, there's a choice. Go on, Pat.
Yeah, because I think it's brilliant, and it has the brilliant opening track Hurricane. It was about the guy that was
The
wrongly,
boxer.
wrongly was on death row.
Yeah. They made a film about it.
That's right, yeah.
Can't think of his name now.
And you have Mozambique on this as well. You know,
What year did you say?
76. Like he has a ton of albums.
Oh, yeah.
I have a few
loads
albums by him. You have a ton of them.
I have 4 or 5, yeah.
But one of the greatest singer-songwriters. Now, maybe not a great singer, but I mean,
He
writer.
is. Sure. I mean, I think someone said he was like the writer of the century, the last century.
He's
He's so
writing
good.
this.
He's so prolific.
Yeah.
You know, he's brilliant man to write. Yeah.
But that's an album I would recommend you get.
Yeah, the voice at times now.
Can, yeah, but the lyrics on
Gets
this
in
are
me.
just unbelievable.
Ah, yeah, he's great, yeah.
You know. But anyway, that's my number 12.
Well, that's definitely a surprise from you.
Yeah, Bob Dylan.
I thought you were going to introduce a new Bob Dylan prog album. I didn't know.
No, Bob Dylan. I do like that album. I bought that way
Definitely
back.
not prog.
No prog on that.
Not prog. Okay.
My old friend over there in Canada, Glenn Kellaway, is a fanatic on Bob Dylan.
Right.
He'd be delighted to see that I showed at least Bob Dylan.
Fair enough. Okay, my number 9. Sorry, 11. Just checking.
No, it's number 10.
Oh, jeez. Number 10. Right.
It's not, it's number 11.
I was right. It's
You
number
were right,
11.
number 11.
Right, boy.
And I can't even count today.
There you go. UFO. Force It. Do you know this album?
No.
No?
I know UFO, like I have the live
This is the
album.
second album with the fabulous Michael Schenker.
Oh,
on it.
Michael Schenker.
There was still a 4-piece at this point. This is 1975. It's got 2 of my favourite tracks by the band on there, Mother Mary and Dis Kids. And this cover was banned in certain countries, believe it or not.
Imagine,
They had all this covered up.
Imagine Ireland, probably, more than likely.
I don't know now. But anyway, that's a great album from 75. Brilliant.
75.
Yeah. They have about 5 albums, I think. They're all with Schenker that are just fantastic.
Yeah, they're a great band.
They're a great band. They're diverse, Pat. They're like Lizzie in a way, in that there's plenty of hard rock, heavy rock on it, but they also have ballads and a lot of acoustic stuff on there and everything.
Yeah, the live album is brilliant.
All live albums, man, it's one of the greatest ever.
Ever, yeah, absolutely.
Brilliant. But that Force It, 1975. That's my number 11.
Okay,
I recommend that to anyone.
that's another one then. Another one that's... My number 11, and you have this album, of course, Kevin. Morrison's Hotel.
Morrison Hotel, yeah.
From The Doors, 1970.
Yeah.
Second last studio album with Jim Morrison.
Yes.
I think it's a brilliant album.
Yeah.
You have Roadhouse Blues on this.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Great track.
What a band.
Yeah, did you ever hear Deep Purple doing the cover version of Roadhouse
Yeah,
Blues?
a lot of people used to do Roadhouse
Yeah,
Blues.
they do a good
Blue
version.
Oyster Cult did a version
Yeah.
on it, didn't they?
Like, this is a
On the
brilliant
live album.
brilliant album. Like, you know it, and I think a lot of people would know this album.
Yeah, good pick.
You know, but
That's a
You
good
know.
pick. Yeah. Nice one.
I like that album. Anyway, that's 1970 that was released.
And that's your number 11.
Now, we're into 10 now, Kevin.
Into the top 10. Right, Pat. Number 10 for me is this album.
Oh, Queen
Queen 2.
2.
Probably the heaviest album. And the proggiest album. Very
Yeah, you
proggy
were
album.
saying that, proggy, yeah.
So that should get you interested.
It should get me into. All I have by Queen. I have a live album by him, and I have their greatest 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, yeah, great hits.
Load of stuff on it. But I used to have albums by him years ago.
You did, yeah. But this album is a brilliant album. It's a brilliant heavy album.
Is it
Got a black
better
side and a
than
white
the first
side.
one?
Oh, it would be, yeah. It'd be one of their top 2 or 3 albums, I think. It's sort of
What's on that? I know that because
Seven Seas of Rise on
I
I'd
know
say.
all them. Yeah.
But I'd say it's probably it's their second album, and I think it's before the A&R or the record company's got a hold of them and maybe coaxed a couple of hits out of them or whatever. They just did what they wanted on that album. It's just a great 1970s heavy rock album with that unmistakable Queen sound.
Yeah,
There
brilliant.
was no one like them. I mean,
No.
I know people say Zeppelin were the band of the 70s. Queen were as much a band of the 70s as well. They really were.
They were unique in the
Coming
sound.
from a different, not coming from the blues
Exactly.
side, coming from
Brilliant
the
vocals.
bit of vaudeville and sort of
Brilliant singer.
operatic. Oh, sure, amazing. Well, they're all brilliant musicians. But
Yeah.
Freddie Mercury, yeah, what a singer.
Brilliant.
And Brian May, what a guitar player.
Oh yeah, I know that album now. Well, it's another one I have to get though.
Yeah, that's if you're going to get one, that's a great heavy prog album.
Yeah, there's a few of them. The Day of the Races, Night of the Opera,
Yeah, but these earlier ones, Pat, are even different to
yeah,
them.
News of the World.
Yeah,
all
yeah,
that.
great album.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're all brilliant albums.
they are.
My number 10, Kevin, is Barbarella.
Ah,
Santana,
Santana.
released in 74.
74, yeah.
They were kind of getting out of their jazz fusion.
Yeah, it's still jazz fusion on that.
Still
though,
jazz
isn't it?
fusion, but it's not as much as their previous albums.
Like Caravanserai and
Yeah, it's not. But
Yeah.
it's another brilliant.
yeah, great
I
album.
think this is their 7th album. I think.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, their 7th
thereabouts.
album.
Yeah.
But absolutely.
My year 74.
74. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they went on a run, didn't they? The albums they had.
Well, even the one after that is great. Is it Amigos 75?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
Because you have Moonflower after that, but you know.
After that, you have Festival and then
Moonflower.
Moonflower.
Yeah, but they went on a run, didn't they?
Oh yeah, they were flying.
Super band.
Super guitarist.
Oh,
Super
unbelievable.
band, the percussion.
And the musicians on it.
Ah, top notch, man.
Top class, Kevin.
Yeah,
my-
that's a good pick. Can't
that's
go wrong
my-
with that.
No, you can't. Number 10.
Right.
So number 9.
Number 9 for me is this groundbreaking album in a way. Sex Pistols, never mind the bollocks.
Here's the Sex Pistols.
Yeah,
Their
Sex Pistols.
only actual official studio album.
The only official studio album. I mean, you can't get more punkish than that, can you?
No, it was raw though, wasn't it?
Oh, it's raw. It's just great rock and roll. Great rock album.
Basic musicianship though, would you not think so?
Yeah, but good. But musicianship is not really the, you know, what it's about. It's all about attitude and Johnny Rotten's sort of snarling vocals, and I think it's just a great album. And they actually have a real bass player on that before they got that other gobshite in. What's his name? Sid Vicious.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Glenn Matlock. I think they replaced him with.
Yeah, sure, he couldn't hardly play. the
No,
bass.
but that's a PR thing. And once they did that, I mean, really, they sort of sold their souls.
They
Didn't
sold the soul. They went down the hill. Then.
Even Johnny Rotten said that later years. They should have kept that that man. You know,
You know the band that Johnny Rotten was into big time?
Genesis probably.
Van der Graaf Generator.
Oh my God! Right,
Yes.
Van der Graaf. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can listen to some of their albums. You can understand why in many respects he got.
Hmm.
Because they were.
Well, a lot of those punks, Pat, were listening to Tull and
Yeah.
Yes and all them things. It's just, you know, it's more of
Just did
a
their own thing, really.
more of a
They
PR
did
thing
their
than
own
that else.
thing,
Yeah.
Where are we? Number 9, Kevin.
Number 9.
Right, this is an album that you don't know, Kevin. It's Spiral by Vangelis,
Never even heard of it.
released in 1977.
Right.
Instrumental album, obviously.
It's all keyboards.
Yeah, and it's just brilliant.
Oh,
Proggy in places, you know.
of course.
Yeah, you know. But
Obviously.
and he's a prog man anyway.
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
What was the band he was in? Aphrodite's Child, is it?
What was he in them?
Yeah.
I don't know much about
Yeah.
the man. He's
He was-
Greek, isn't he?
Yeah, he was in them. He was in that band. But this is a brilliant album. He had a run of albums, about 7 or 8. I have about 14 or 15 albums by him.
Oh, jeez. Right. You're an expert on him then.
Yeah, and he has a run of albums of about 7 or 8 albums that are all brilliant.
Did he do Chariots of Fire soundtrack?
He did.
That's how I know the name. And he did something with John Anderson.
Oh, he did.
John and Vangelis,
John
didn't
Vangelis, they did stuff. I have one of their albums there as well.
Yeah.
And it's good, like, obviously with his brilliant keyboards, and you have
Yeah.
Anderson, brilliant vocalist. But that is one I would highly recommend. Released 77.
Okay.
I'd say now if I put it on for you, Kevin, you would say, I heard that before.
Right. Right.
Because it's after being around you, because he was huge, like, you know.
Yeah.
Huge.
That's
Right.
your number.
That's my number 9.
Okay. So we're up to number 8 for me.
Number 8 we're going.
Right. Number 8 for me is this 1973 brilliant double album. Elton John. Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
Elton John.
Elton John. Believe it or not, Pat.
Elton John.
Elton John. What a brilliant album. So you know a lot of tracks on this. Funeral for a Friend, Love's Life Bleeding, Candle in the Wind, Benny and the Jets.
I know them all, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great album.
But Elton John, though, Kevin.
He had 9 albums in 6 years in the early 70s. And 8 went to number 1. He has got some great stuff. You have to dig deep with him. Albums like Tumbleweed and stuff like that, you know, brilliant. But that album, yeah, that's a brilliant album. And of course, this is not my album. This is my wife's album. You know, she's a big Elton John fan.
I know that, yeah.
And she said to me, "What, you have the 70s on, you haven't got an Elton John album in there." And I played it, gave it a spin, and she's right. I know the album anyway. Seen him a few times in concert.
Okay.
That's a great album.
I'll take a word for it, Kevin.
Yeah.
That's not one I'll be buying now, in fairness.
You sure?
100%. Elton fucking John.
Elton John, man.
Elton John.
Great album.
I can't believe that.
Broaden your horizons. It could be a bit proggy.
Well, I'm going to broaden my
You have a
horizons.
couple of proggy albums, I think, as well.
I'm going to broaden my horizons in my number 8. Emerson, Lake and Palmer's
Oh, what a surprise!
Works Volume 1.
Well, I'm flabbergasted.
First 3 sides, you have Keith Emerson,
Yeah.
his concerto. Greg Lake then did all his kind of mellow acoustic tracks, and that with, of course, Peter Sinfield wrote the lyrics. Then you had Carl Palmer did the drum, which I think is the best side,
Right.
believe it or not.
Yeah, I remember that from years ago.
It is.
I don't have it.
Kind of
but-
jazz fusion on that as well, and you
Yeah.
know, brilliant. And of course, you have the fanfare for the Common Man then on the
Oh, yeah.
with the group.
Great cover
And-
version of that song.
Yeah, and then the Pirates is the last track. But I think this is brilliant. Very underrated, Kevin.
Okay.
Obviously not as
I haven't heard it in 40 years.
not as good as their earlier albums.
Right.
But as for their later albums from '77, it's the best by a mile.
Oh, okay.
Now that wouldn't be hard.
I sort of finished at brain salad surgery with ELP. So I only had the first 4 or 5 albums, is it?
Yeah, but that's. But you
You'd
had this.
recommend
You
that?
had this album.
I bought it in 1980.
You did.
And
well.
I only ever liked side 3,
That's
Carl Palmer
yeah,
side.
you did.
And I think I got rid of it then.
You did get rid of it. You got rid of it to me.
There you go. That's where I went, off the pad.
Yeah, over to
You
me.
mean I'm responsible for your ELP?
Yeah. But anyway, I don't know where the album has gone. But I used to open it. Did it open it 3 times? It did. It was a lovely.
I don't remember now. It's a long time ago.
But that's one. I know it's not a surprise to anyone knowing me, but brilliant though.
Great.
Right,
Now, you're the man that knows what number I'm at, so
you're on number 7.
I'm on number... Already?
Yeah.
Jesus almighty. Number 7 for me is this brilliant album.
Show me.
Brothers and Sisters, the Allman Brothers Band.
Okay.
1973. Do you know this album? I know you're not a...
I hate them.
You hate him.
I don't like them at all.
This is a brilliant, brilliant album.
I
guarantee you know one of the tracks off
I
of
got
this.
that live album on a recommendation.
Yeah, brilliant album.
No.
You don't like it, no?
No, I can't listen to him, Kevin.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying I haven't heard that album. Obviously, this is after the live album at the Fillmore.
Yeah. That's a great album.
What kind of music is that? Is that Lynyrd Skynyrd type music?
Yeah, it's Southern and Americana and sort of stuff like that.
Is it a good album then?
No, it's a brilliant album. That's my favourite Allman Brothers album.
Okay.
You'd know one track off it anyway. Jessica. It's the sound. It's the
I do know.
the opening music for Top Gear.
Is that them?
That's the track there, Jessica.
Oh, that's an excellent track.
Yeah, it's a great album.
Okay, then I will hold my judgment on that, Kevin. I will have
Yeah.
to go and listen to it.
Yeah, Brothers and Sisters. That's my number.
That was your number 7.
7.
And my number 7, we're coming back to Ireland for my number 7. 1979, Black Rose by the brilliant Tin Lizzy.
Yeah, what a great band.
We would have bought this when it came out, Kevin.
Bought it when it came out.
Back in 79. And
Yep.
of course,
Blues
the
away.
brilliant Gary Moore on
Yeah,
this.
Gary Moore's unreal.
And then you have Roisin Dove on it. Black
Yeah.
Rose they call it.
Yeah.
We call it Roisin Dove.
Yep.
And unbelievable.
Yeah, it's great.
This is pure class.
It is.
You know what I mean?
Couple of hit
Brilliant.
singles off that too, weren't they?
Yeah. Do anything you want to do.
Yeah, that's the one. That was big at the time.
You know, it's absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
And anyone who hasn't heard this album, Kevin, I would highly.
Yeah.
Highly
Well, Tin
recommend.
Lizzy are a very consistent band.
They had a run of consistent albums.
Yeah, the first couple, I can tell you now, I'm not enamoured with them
Yeah,
at all.
Vagabonds in the Western World and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, Shades of a Blue Orphanage, and I wouldn't be mad about them.
No, I wouldn't either.
I'd rather have them on a best of. But once they got going with the 4-piece, once Eric Bell was gone, no offence to Eric Bell, a great guitarist, but once they got in Brian Robertson, they got going, brilliant. And then, of course, he left or
course,
booted
Gary
out, whatever.
Moore there,
and
yeah.
Gary Moore came in for that album. And that started then, I think...
But I was reading a very good article on that. When Gary Moore came in, had to do everything.
Yeah.
A lot of them were actually out of it.
Out of it, yeah.
He
Very
nearly,
professional.
he was so professional, and that's why he couldn't stick around.
That's why he didn't tour in America, because he couldn't be bothered hanging around waiting for him.
Yeah, he couldn't be bothered. No.
Yeah, they take forever to.
They just take forever. He was such a professional.
Yeah, what a guitar player!
Oh, one of the best, Kevin.
Oh my God, one of the very, very best
of all time.
Oh yeah, right up there.
Right up there with the best of them.
Yeah,
anyway,
it would be.
That's my Black Rose 79, Kevin, from Tin Lizzy.
That's your number 7.
Number 6, Kevin.
Number 6, Pat. I don't know if you're familiar with this. Brilliant. Again, I would say a groundbreaking album. Iggy and the Stooges, Raw Power. 1973, I think. Yeah.
Iggy Pop then, is it?
Iggy Pop, yeah. The Stooges.
But I've heard that. They're not bad now.
Yeah, you heard this and you liked it.
I did like it. I know I did like it now, yeah. I haven't got around to getting it yet.
And well, if you're going to get it, this is a great version, because it's a double LP, and it's got the original album. It's got the same album twice, but it's got the 1973 one remastered original David Bowie mix, and then the second one is the Iggy Pop mix. There's differences between the two of them, so it's good value.
Yeah, it's a kind of is that a new kind of a new release?
2010, I think this was.
Okay.
No, 97.
Oh, it's a long time ago.
Was it 97? Yeah, it's brilliant. No, it's not. It's 2010, Pat. 2010.
Widely available, do you think, on LP or?
Oh, it is, of course. Yeah.
RCD.
Yeah, brilliant. But that's sort of the precursor to, that wouldn't be. I think there's a massive influence on the Sex Pistols and the Ramones and punk rock in general. That's a seminal album.
Iggy Pop was good though.
Oh,
it was very unusual and very unique.
Yeah, brilliant album.
Very unique.
I couldn't recommend that album highly enough. Okay. Energetic, raw, in your face.
That's another one.
Great.
Yes, another one.
Yeah.
My number 6, and of course you have this, and we bought it when it came out.
We did. It's one of the first albums I had when I had about 4 records.
And it's Rainbow's last great album.
Oh, it is. I haven't got any studio albums after this.
No, and I don't want them.
No.
Down to Earth.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Superb album.
I know it has. They didn't even write the track. I Surrender. Not I Surrender. Sorry. What's the name of it? Since You've Been Gone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I Surrender, of course, is your man. And
there's a couple of covers on it. Russ Ballard, isn't it?
Russ Ballard. That's correct. And this is superb.
Oh, it's brilliant. My favourite track on that would be.
All Night Long is on this.
No, Eyes of the World, I'd say.
Eyes of the World is brilliant. Yeah. But it's
every track.
Brilliant.
Cozy Powell.
Yeah.
Roger Glover. Roger Glover made a comeback. He produced that album, and that was his first album back with Blackmore, wasn't it?
Yeah, Don Airey, of course, the man with 1,000 bands.
Yes.
Yeah, he's on this.
Yeah, talented.
And brilliant album.
Oh, it is.
Never bettered by them after that, because he left after that. And they got in your man, that Joe Lynn Turner fella.
Your buddy.
God, I can't stand him. Oh. What an album, though.
That's a great album.
Before we get to the top 5, thanks to all my new subscribers. Thanks to this man. And if you're watching this and you like it, please subscribe. If you're new, do all the rest of it, and hopefully we get the numbers up. Okay, thanks very much for watching. Right, Kevin, our top 5.
Top 5, Pat. Okay. Number 5 for me, you know this album well, we all do.
I did a video on it.
Here in Ireland, anyway. You did, I know you did, but I had to include it. It's the Horslips.
What a classic.
The Book of Invasions, 1976. What a fantastic
one of
album.
the greatest rock albums ever from any band come out of Ireland.
Oh, and well it is.
Yeah.
And well it is.
One of them. It's be up there with a lot of other ones, obviously. But
yeah, but it's right at the top.
Right at the very top, yeah.
It's their best album, and as you said, it's one of the best albums ever come out of Ireland. And it's fantastic.
A concept album, Kevin.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's
and
brilliant.
Proggy.
Very. And Celtic.
Celtic prog, as I call it.
Yeah, that's not too far off the mark at all. That's a great album.
But one thing I like about that album, it all flows, Kevin.
It does.
And there's no dud track on that album.
No, it's brilliant. So I recommend that.
Like if anyone hasn't, and a lot of people haven't heard that album, Kevin.
Yeah.
Like you hear Sword of Light on that.
Yeah, or Trouble with a capital T. Yeah, brilliant.
But it's absolutely...
The Power in the Door, yeah. It's
I love the Power
Daybreak.
Power in the Door. It's like a church organ the way it starts.
It's brilliant. This is a brilliant album. So anyone, as you said, Pat, it's a good point you make. Anyone watching your channel who is not familiar with this album, buy it. It's readily available on CD.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, they repressed it, but that's probably only available here in Ireland, I'd say.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
I have it on LP and CD.
Yeah, I have them on both as well.
Yeah, I think it's an amazing album.
It is, it's fantastic.
Amazing.
A worthy number 5 for me.
Oh, worthy. Oh, jeez, I'd be number 1 nearly, Kevin.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
But there's not much between any of these albums anyway.
No, they're all great. Even Elton John.
Yeah. we'll say no more about that. We're going to my number 5 now, and Jethro Tull, of course.
The great Jethro Tull.
The great Water. It's an album, to be honest with you, Kevin, that I wasn't really enamoured with for many years.
Yeah, makes tunes.
I liked it.
Yeah.
But it was never one that I would go to like the rest.
Yeah, it wouldn't be like Songs from the Wood or Stand Up or
Heavy
Thick as a
Horses.
Brick. Heavy Horses, yeah.
Passion Play, you know what I mean?
In the bottom part of the...
Yeah, but not since,
catalogue.
but since I got this box set, when it was reissued there, about 4 or 5 months ago, Kevin?
Oh,
6 months ago.
Yeah, it was reissued, that's right.
It's after blowing me away.
You have a new appreciation for the album.
Absolutely a new
and so do I.
appreciation.
I have to agree with you there.
And the part then, War Child,
Two. I bought it on record.
which is on this, like, where does man get all these songs?
As a matter of fact, War Child 2 part, I think, is every bit as good as the original album.
100% agree with you.
Yeah, it's great.
But the box set, Kevin,
Yeah, the quality of
and
it.
when you hear this in 5.1, Kevin,
Yes.
it's like Stephen
I'll
Wilson.
take a word for it. I'm only
Yeah. But he
Stereo
has
man.
done such, with all of them,
Yeah, he's outstanding work with the Tull, hasn't he?
incredible.
Yeah.
But this has to give me a new appreciation of this album.
Same here, I have to agree.
Because
And we're big
before
Tull
I
fans
probably-
in a long time, haven't we?
I probably would have gone maybe 8.5 out of 10, you know, with this album. I go 10 out of 10 now with this.
You like it that much?
Yeah. Because
Brilliant.
they have a run of albums, Jethro Tull, I think, from the first album
68 this was.
up the broadsword, the beast, and as far as I'm concerned, they're all 10 out of 10s.
And that's about-
every one of them.
It's about 15 albums or so, is it?
10 out of 10s. There's
Yeah.
no other band that I have in my collection
That
can say
consistent.
Can say that. That they're all 10 out of 10s.
Wow. Right.
No, I didn't
That's a
really-
big claim.
Yeah, I didn't really like Too Old to Rock and Roll for a time either, but I played it there recently
No,
again.
it's a good album, boy.
Amazing album.
Yeah, it's a great album. And I have the Stephen Wilson
I'm trying to
version
get that and I can't get it.
on LP part, which is they
Can't get
recorded it live in the studio because they were doing a television program.
That's right.
But they had to mime it.
And
And
then they mime it after.
the union rules were you couldn't mime to your own album.
Yeah.
So they had to go to a studio, and over 2 days they played the whole album in sequence, if you like, live, and then put it on the records.
I know you played it for me, Kevin, and I have to get it. And
Yeah,
I
it's
find it
great,
very
isn't
hard
it?
to get it because it's very expensive.
Oh, unfortunately.
Yeah. But
Not when it came out now, it
no,
must be
obviously
said.
not when it came out.
They were very reasonable, it's just,
Anyway, that's the great Jethro Tull.
wow, very good.
Number
Okay. 4.
Number 4.
Number 4 for me. I don't know if you're familiar with this album. It's from
don't.
1970.
I don't know by the look of it.
Free,
Oh, I do know it.
Fire and Water.
Yes, I know the album.
Yeah. I think it's the best album.
Can I see what's on that?
You can, of course. Oh, I Wept.
Oh, I
Heavy
know
Fire
all
and
them
Water.
tracks. All right
Mr.
now,
Big
sure,
is the
got
one
it.
with the bass solo. Sort of,
Yeah,
you know.
and of course everyone knows it.
Well, everyone knows All Right Now, yeah, but
The long version's on that, isn't it?
yeah, this is a brilliant.
Oh, that's a brilliant album.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, that's
A great band too.
class band.
Oh, class. Unusual sort of, how would you say? It's not busy music, deliberately.
No,
There's
it
plenty of
must be.
space in it. It's chilled out, you know.
Yeah, there's a lot of space in there.
There is.
Yeah.
That's the whole idea of it. But the fantastic Paul Rogers and
Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
It's absolutely top class.
the late great Paul Kossoff,
Sure didn't.
and a guitar player.
So that's what Richie Blackmore was looking when Ian Gillan was gone. He was looking for a Paul Rogers type singer,
Yeah, well, he's one of the best.
and he got David covered it.
I think Paul, when he did the video, which he had him up fairly high, did he? I not have him number 1. He had him up high anyway.
I know he certainly was number 1.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he's
I can't
brilliant,
remember now off the top of my head.
and he's still able to sing like that. He's a great singer.
brilliant. He never stretched his voice, though, did he? Really?
No, well, that's natural
think he did,
ability, I
anyway.
suppose.
Anyway, number 4, and you haven't heard this album. It's the one I recommend.
I
highly.
haven't heard this.
It's Edgar Froese from 1979, Stuntman.
Definitely
This was a
haven't heard
soundtrack. I have a shine on that now. I just put it up there. You see it there, Stuntman. Absolutely brilliant.
Right.
As good as any Tangerine Dream albums. That one.
What year?
79.
Oh, 79.
So you can hear, like in 79, they were doing Force Majeure.
Mm.
Tangerine Dream on to Tangram. So this has that similar. No, it doesn't have.
Assuming
this.
you like Tangerine Dream now.
Oh yeah, if you like Tangerine Dream, but this is absolutely brilliant.
Right.
And I've heard a good few. I have another couple of Edgar Froese albums. This is his best.
Oh, right.
Yeah, this to me, this is his best.
Oh, very good.
If you ever come across it, Kevin, and I would
I'd have to hear it first now, because I'm
I
not
know.
a massive
Now,
fan.
if I came across that on LP, I'd buy it.
Yeah, well,
I
you
have,
would.
I have this Donkeys years.
Right.
But anyway, that's that one. Number 4.
You obviously like it to be up that high.
Brilliant.
Good.
Brilliant album, Kevin.
Okay.
It's his best studio. To me, he's his best student by a good bit.
Okay. All right. What are we up to?
Three.
That's 3. Top 3, is it?
Yeah.
Right, number 3 for me is this amazing album from 76. Thin Lizzy, Jailbreak.
Oh, she's brilliant.
The classic lineup of Phil Lynott, Scott Gorham, Brian Downey, Brian Robertson. This to me, I know Black Rose is amazing. This to me is their best album because this is the best lineup of Lizzy, I think. This is the Live and Dangerous lineup.
Yes, it is, of course. Yeah, I always think Black Rose is just a slightly better album.
Well, Black Rose is brilliant.
Because
Hey, that's just a matter of opinion.
No, it's because Gary Moore.
Yeah, but I like this. This is the classic Lizzy, and
I think Gary Moore brought something extra to it, especially with
Gary
his
Moore.
writing. Yeah, and he's writing as
He's
well.
right. I mean that not being smart, but I mean his guitar playing is on such a higher level, isn't it?
It is.
No, I think. Well,
No, that's a brilliant album, Kevin. I'm not going to
Jailbreak's
probably
fantastic.
including over half. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're as good as one another, really.
Boys Are Back in Town, Cowboy Song, Emerald, Jailbreak. You know a lot of
Emerald's
tracks.
brilliant.
Just brilliant. So that's a great.
No, that's a brilliant
The
album.
great Tin Lizzy from 76, did I say? Yep.
Yeah, 76.
That'll be my number 3.
Yeah, brilliant.
Highly recommended.
My number 3 is from 1975. It's Jeff Beck, Blow by Blow.
Ah, great album, yeah.
An absolutely class
Yeah,
jazz
it's
fusion
great.
record, isn't it?
Yeah. Almost as good as Wired.
Oh, but not as good, though.
No, I
just a little
think
bit.
Wired just
Wired was after this.
beats at the post, doesn't it?
Just
Slightly.
beats at the
That's
post.
75, isn't it?
75, yeah. Wired was after that.
76.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's superb, Kevin.
Oh, it's brilliant.
If you like your jazz fusion, brilliant.
Great album.
I love it. Anyway, that's my number 3.
Right.
Jeff Beck.
Number 2. Number 2, Pat, is this amazing album. Dire Straits.
That's the first album.
Their first album, yep. It's a fantastic
I know
album.
you played it for me there a few weeks ago. We were out in the house.
Yeah, it's a brilliant album.
Yeah, it's good. Has that got one of the famous tracks on it?
Sultans of Swing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But every track on this, I love this album. I think it's amazing.
Not a big fan of them, Kevin. No, I'll be honest with you. No,
Right.
I wouldn't knock them by any stretch of the imagination. They're brilliant.
Brilliant musicians, great music.
Great music, but not just enamoured by him, if you know what I mean.
Well, I wouldn't have all their albums. I'd have that and Brothers in Arms.
Is that their
and the
best?
live
Is that
album.
their best album?
By far, I think.
By far.
Oh, by far.
That's a fair statement.
Yeah, it is by far. I've heard all the others. Now, someone watching the channel would be Dire Straits fan. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But the other ones, I didn't think enough of them to go out and buy them. Whereas Brothers in Arms, I did buy on vinyl because I like it. But this is way, but this is a
I
brilliant
didn't
album.
like Brothers in Arms now.
It's a great album. I mean, once you get past the tracks that have been overplayed, Money for Nothing and things.
It's a
there's
very
some
well
great
produced
tracks.
album.
Oh, brilliant, yeah. One of the first albums on CD, I think, released back in the day on CD.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I think one of the biggest selling albums in the UK ever.
Oh, huge
Huge
seller.
over there. But no, I'd recommend Dire Straits' first album.
Okay, I might.
An absolutely brilliant album.
If I see it, I'll pick it up.
Yeah, well worth picking up.
I'll take his word for it. Now, my number 2, of course, you know this album, Inside Out. Mike Oldfield Platinum, released in 1979.
Ah, yeah.
That has bits of everything in it.
It does, yeah. It's a great
Bits
album.
of prog, bit of punk in it as well.
Bit of everything.
Bit of everything in this. It's just a brilliant album.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's so well produced, Kevin.
Like all his albums.
It's a
He
brilliant.
sort of the benchmark for production back in the day, wasn't he?
It was.
We'd hear his albums and go, listen to how good
And we
this
wouldn't have
sounds.
had great systems back in the
No,
day.
we wouldn't. We had budget systems that did the job, but
did the job, but when you put on his, it kind of gave it.
you put on him or Pink Floyd, they always.
Yeah, the production was that.
Production
good,
was always
but that's a brilliant album. If you haven't heard Mike Oldfield latter albums, a lot of people know his Tubular Bells.
Of course they do, yeah.
Yeah,
His later albums are great. Up to about 83, 84.
Discovery.
Then he went a
brilliant.
bit popish, didn't he?
He kind of went off the rails a little bit.
Yeah, that
he did,
Islands and all
like a lot
that.
of them do.
Yeah, that's it.
Island's first side is brilliant, second side is not great.
Exactly. So there you go.
Anyway,
Mike Oldfield.
so number 1, Kevin.
Number 1, Pat.
Dun.
Right.
Number one.
Now you would love this album.
I don't know what it is now, so I have to see it.
Rolling Stones. Sticky Fingers.
I'll have a drink of coffee.
You don't like it?
I absolutely don't like that.
Wild Horses, Brown Sugar. No?
The only thing I like about the Rolling Stones is that they had Mick Taylor playing with them,
Yeah, he's on this album.
and he's one of my
He's
favourite.
on
I
this.
love Mick Taylor.
This is 71, I think. Just before Exile on
but
Main
I
Street.
can't stand him though, singing.
He's brilliant, boy. He's one of the greatest frontmen of all time.
I don't like him though.
I like the Stones. Brilliant.
No.
I don't like the later
I know
stuff.
a lot of people do like him.
I don't like him past 1980, I'll be honest.
I don't. I have a CD there, the best of them from the 70s.
Yeah.
Now, if I go out like that and this is the best of them from the 70s,
You don't like him?
I don't like him.
Right, you don't like him. Well,
I won't get into him and I won't buy him.
yeah, I'll let you borrow this, man.
Yeah,
Sticky
it's a
fingers.
Japanese anyway, isn't it? With the OB.
Yeah, with the zip.
Yeah, but oh, fucking hell!
It's an old one, yeah. It is. Yeah. But
I just don't like their music, Kevin.
love the Stones.
I always thought the Beatles were in a different league to them.
But they're different music.
I know, but they're in a different league, Kevin.
They're different music altogether, you know?
I do like one or two tracks by them from the 60s now, in fairness.
The Stones are good. They're from the 60s.
Yeah.
Nearly everything they put out in the 60s is brilliant.
Oh, one or two tracks.
Get out of it.
Anyway, I just don't like him.
Okay.
Any Rolling Stone fan out there, I'm sorry, I don't like him.
That's my number one.
My number one is an album that's always kind of forgotten about from one of the greatest bands of all time. Deep Purple's Come Taste the Band, Kevin.
Oh, brilliant album.
And this is the anniversary.
I have that myself. It's great. Isn't
Yes,
it?
the anniversary. It's the 35th anniversary.
Yep.
It's a brilliant little package.
It is. I have it. It's great.
Brilliant album. Obviously, Tommy Bolan, who was with, who was he with the drummer? He was with on Spectrum.
Oh, Billy Cobham.
Yeah. And he was some guitarist.
Yeah.
Died when he was 27.
Yeah.
And everyone said, well, like, oh, how can you replace Richie Blackmore?
Yeah, Pat. How can you replace Richie Blackmore?
He's my favourite guitarist. But they replaced him with Tommy Bolan.
Gosh, I mean, talent, but
Like, people say this is not really a Deep Purple. Well, if it is a Deep Purple album, then, if this is not really a Deep Purple. Because I tell you, Stormbringer's not really a Deep Purple album, then, if you go down that way.
yeah, no, it is. It's Deep Purple.
Because
It's got the
Richie
name.
Blackmore called that shoeshine music.
Yeah.
But this, I think this, to me, this is their best album since Machine Head.
No, I can't agree with you there because I think Burn is a brilliant album.
No, I think it's better than Burn.
No. Yeah,
I
they're
did.
losing the plot then.
No, I did.
There's
I
no
ranked-
way that's better than
I
Burn.
did my ranking on Deep Purple. I had it ranked higher than Burn,
That's a great album,
Stormbringer, and Who Do We Think We Are.
but Richie Blackmore's on Burn.
Yeah, I know that, but this album is better. I like this album.
I like it too. You've always liked that album.
I love this. I remember the first time I heard that
Yes,
album.
I remember.
I loved it.
I took a bit of convincing.
Yeah.
Because it's funky.
It has everything on. There's prog on this and all.
Yeah, but back in the day I wasn't really into funk. I love a bit of
No.
funk now.
But this is...
It's a great album.
And the class, I think the masterpiece track on it, You Keep On Moving.
Oh yeah. Lay down, stay down, might just take a night day off then.
No, they're not Burn.
Well, not Burn. Oh.
Burn. No. Dealer is on this. You know, this is absolutely brilliant.
That's your number one.
My number in this list now,
Yeah.
obviously. And I didn't go too far on prog now, really, did I?
You didn't stray too far, you mean, or you didn't go too far?
I didn't go too far on it.
No, Badger, you are within the limits.
Within the limits, but this
Yeah.
is absolutely brilliant. Now, Kevin's 15, most on you. I can't believe if Elton John is. Can't believe it. Well, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road.
Great album. Here's some great early 70s
Okay, I'll
albums.
take a word for that. But there are some brilliant albums in there that I will have to get. That UFO one.
Aerosmith, you'd love that one. I know you're not a fan of the band, but you
No.
want to buy one
Well,
album.
I haven't heard enough of them to really give a,
Yeah.
But I've heard enough of the Rolling Stones to know that I don't like them.
No, you just don't like the Stones. That's
No,
fair
I don't.
enough.
And Injury, and who else did you have in there?
Talking Heads.
The Stranglers.
Stranglers.
I loved them. When you
Well, you'd love that album. That's a real heavy.
I love the bass and I love the keyboards.
Yeah, exactly.
Very proggy.
Well, what you need to do by them, as I said earlier, Pat, the first 4 albums you can't go wrong.
What?
And very proggy. He's a brilliant virtuoso keyboard. At times, he'd actually remind you a bit of the Doors, Ray Manzarek.
He did. That's what it did remind me of. Actually,
Yeah.
it did.
Until you hear them singing and then the bass up front. You know, there's no band sound like him anyway.
And on that note,
On that note,
No.
that concludes part 2 of the 70s.
part 2 of the 70s. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you'll enjoy it as much as we did making
Yeah.
it. And it's nice to be nice and be good to each other. And until the next time, here on Close to the Edge, and Kevin will be back. There's no doubt about that.
What are we going to do next?
Now we never know what we could do next. I'd say now, to be honest with you, it could be prog. Do you think so? Maybe a prog one?
Just for change.
Maybe we might do an old prog one.
Maybe 15 albums of 60s.
You never know. Yeah, 60s or the 80s. We'll see. Anyway, from me, Pat and Kevin, bye for now, and bye-bye, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.